And yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the male soap opera moment. Here to celebrate the retention of a championship. Championship alarms going off here at the Wens compound. Damascus Desmond, congratulations. It's due. and it's due because of rules set forth in the old world of Wens that carried forth. We're not like this government. We're not going to change the Constitution to make it sound like we wanted to make it sound. You hear me, Sleepy Joe? You hear me? We're coming for you, baby. Not in a weird way or anything that could get me arrested, but in a political way. But all that aside, we are here. It's WrestleMania season, baby. Big time things are popping. Title's going to be dropping, but we can't start the show without a word from our champion. So, Damascus Des, you've earned it. Feel free to give us 30 seconds of your dancing parade.
Very, very simple. I'm still the champion. I'm going to be the champion. I am the champion, my friends, and Wens never will be again.
We can at least agree on that.
Well, just because you can agree on it doesn't make it accurate. So yeah, your 30 seconds is up. Cut the music. Let's get to it. We had a heck of a Rumble, gentlemen. The first one that we're going to discuss is the Women's Royal Rumble match. Lots of things unfolding here. I got to say, who brought up Jay Cargill as their, as a casual Monday and every third Friday WWE fan, I was pleasantly surprised by her performance. I had no idea who she was, and now I do. And look out, because if there's one problem that WWE has, it's the utilization of talent. And I could see them squandering that. Hopefully they don't, but we'll see what happens. She had a huge presence in this match. Obviously didn't get the win. Damascus Des, this is one of your points. Since it was your point, would you like to elaborate on said match, sir?
Absolutely. This was a great match. I loved the Women's Royal Rumble because we realistically, even though I did get the point here, there were multiple options for who could have won this match. And, between Nia Jax being a great shot, Becky Lynch would have been a great option. Obviously, Jade Cargill made her debut, and I was right to tell Vinny that she wasn't going to win, too quick. And obviously, once again, Bayley was a great option. I knew Bayley versus Io Sky was coming, and I'm glad to see it. In the end, like you said, I was pleasantly surprised with Jade Cargill. I did know who she was, and I was not a fan of her in AEW. I feel like she was, in a lot of ways, like the Big Show in WCW, where she just made a name because she was big, she had a look, and they saw dollar signs, but they didn't give her the foundation she needed. And from what I can tell so far, and only time will tell if this is right, she has finally learned that foundation, putting in the hours at the Performance Center, and I hope to see more of that. I hope to see more of her growth, and I hope she succeeds.
Yeah.
But for now, Bayley won, and therefore I got a point.
Favorite moment from the match? Do you have one?
I loved the face-offs we got between Jade Cargill and Nia Jax, as well as the face-off between Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. To me, both of those are setting up great rivalry options for building Jade Cargill's name. I can see great stories coming from it, and maybe we'll see Jade Cargill versus one of the two of them in Mania. I'd look forward to either one of them.
Yeah, no doubt. Booch, what about you, sir?
I was pleasantly surprised. I did not, obviously, as I mentioned on the last show, this match had no build to it. There was no emotional investment going in. but they delivered, and it was one of those things where it did fantastic. Of course, Jade Cargill was so happy to see her. Loved, like I said, this is the star that the women's division is looking for, so that's why I honestly felt she was going to get the win. If somebody else was going to win, I'm glad it's Bayley for reasons that happened after the Rumble. We can get to that a little later. But I loved Jade Cargill's appearance. I loved seeing Tiffany Stratton get the call up to SmackDown, the Tiffy time, because, again, this is one of those women in NXT. You guys are just now starting to get to know her. I've known her from the beginning. Her gimmick is great. She's a fantastic heel. With the best of them. This is a woman who went the distance with Becky Lynch in NXT. Like, Becky took her title from her, but she held her own with Becky Lynch, which is not easy to do. If you can go the distance and keep up with the man, you're ready for the call-up. So it was great to see that. But the thing that blew me away the most was TNA bringing in Jordynne Grace. I have heard Jordan's name around the indies, never seen her work ever, but after seeing her, if TNA ever decides to let her go, I hope Triple H brings her in. She's got the moves, she's got the look, she's got the skill. Again, it's someone who walks, talks, and looks like a wrestler. She doesn't look like someone who came off the playground or out of a magazine catalog. She is somebody that is a badass, and I was so happy to see that. So, like I said, Bayley winning was great because of the story we got later, but the highlights for me were Jade, Tiffany, and Jordynne Grace.
Yeah, Tiff time. My favorite moment of the match was her yanking Bianca's hair, then getting eliminated by Bayley. That was amazing. Of course, Liv Morgan. Can we all be thankful that she didn't win? Can we all be thankful that she didn't win?
I'm not scared.
The only reason I'm thankful she didn't win is because we have stories already built that would be better for Mania. I love Liv Morgan, but she did not need a win here.
Yeah. Good call. So moving there, we start the night there. Damascus Des starting strong. Booch had chewed off 2 of his fingernails. I'd chewed off 3 by this point. And then we moved on here to the 4-way for the Universal Championship. I was right, but this is a match I wanted to be wrong about. It's like when you know what's going to happen and you're not happy about it. Like, I knew the Eagles were going to lose to the 49ers. And then I knew that they were going to end up losing in the playoffs. And then they end up losing in the playoffs. And it's just when you watch it, you're like, oh, I knew this was going to happen. And this is what happened. You know, I got the point, but I feel like we all continue to lose. I felt dirty. I felt dirty. And here's the thing. We're going to get to this, what happened on Peacock Thursday night, because this did not hit the way they wanted it to. And I have some feelings and thoughts about it. And we're going to get to that after we get to this briefly. But I will say, typical Roman Reigns match. Solo Sikoa running interference. I love that for what it is. But it just continues to highlight that this guy cannot be the GOAT, even if he passes everybody. He was 4th right now, right? So even if he passes Hogan and San Martino and whoever else, I can't remember who the other individual is. Thank you. Yeah, chicken wing, crossface. So with that, it still has this, you just kind of feel like you said earlier, it felt dirty. His whole shtick feels dirty. It all started during the height of COVID. And here we are.
Look, I'm going to say it as it should. A heel winning should make you feel dirty, and he is doing a damn good job of it.
Yeah, but you know what? Here's the thing. It just doesn't feel right. Here we are, almost 1,300 days later, 30 televised title defenses. And out of all of them, I can't remember one of them that wasn't flawed. And I know he's a heel. That's part of the thing. But I want a heel like Logan Paul. I want a heel like Logan Paul that gives you everything he has, then gets the brass knuckles. Roman Reigns is I'll ask for the brass knuckles first.
He did beat Drew McIntyre clean the first time.
Okay, that's fair. Also, at that time, Jeff Hardy was Intercontinental Champion. A lot has changed since then. So my point is, a lot needs to change. And if you guys want to, we'll hurry through the rest of these matches because everybody knows what happened. But I think we all want to talk about what we saw with The Rock and Roman Reigns and Cody and Seth Rollins' wife's shoes and everything else that was going on Thursday night.
Vinny and I have been talking about this shit. Oh, like I called him last night. Oh, after it happened, and then we've been talking about it for the last hour since I call him on my way home. Sometimes when big shit happens. And I'll be real with you. When I first got the news, I hadn't watched the whole thing. I literally just got the cliff notes last night. So when I called him, I'm like, "This is cool. We're getting Cody, right?" But when I actually watched it, and I watched it this morning on my way to work, because really it's a press conference. All I got to do is listen, so I can drive and listen to that shit, right? I loved it, dude. I loved it because I was so pissed when it looked like they were taking Cody out of this. All right. And The Rock, the way he cut that promo, I love heel Rock, especially when he does it in a way that doesn't feel like he's completely changing his character. He is being himself, just changing just enough to make him be the bad guy. And I fucking love it. So I'm scared. I feel like this is going to lead to a triple threat at Mania. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But as long as Cody gets the belt at Mania, I'm going to be happy.
Yeah. Booch, you have some things to say. Go for it real quick, my brother.
A lot. Well, first of all, let me just say, with the Fatal 4-Way, I thought was very well done. Obviously, we weren't happy that Roman... At the time, I wasn't happy that Roman won. But my mind changed. It flip-flopped over the last couple days. So initially, I'm pissed. Because obviously, we wanted Orton to win because we're thinking, okay... Because if they're going to do Roman and Rock, let's get the belt off of Roman at least. So right. Match. Because that's where most of the anger is coming from. We're not mad that The Rock and Roman are going to face at WrestleMania. We're mad that Roman's going in there with the title.
Yeah, we all know.
Bring up the story.
We all know Rock's not winning that.
That's where all the anger was coming from. So The Rock, of course, everything's going crazy with that. You know, to the point where fans are pissed off. And some fans are justifiably pissed off, like us. And then you got the people that were sending death threats to The Rock's daughter on Twitter, to where she had to deactivate her Twitter account, which is a dick move. I don't care who you are.
Yeah, no.
I've hated wrestlers, you guys know. I'll bring this up real quick. Everybody knows I hate The Miz with a passion. Never once have I threatened his life on this show. You can document Boochcast, Mail Server Moment. Never gave a death threat to The Miz. Why? Because I don't hate him that much. Okay? I hate him as a common asshole.
As somebody who's been a close friend of Vinny's for over 10 years now, Vinny has never once wished bad on a professional wrestler, no matter how much he hated them. He's wished they would leave, but he has never wished ill on them.
Exactly.
No, but you did wish that Miz would step on a Lego once or twice.
Fuck a Lego. I'm not talking about that.
That's deadly. That could be deadly, depending on which Lego you're standing on.
Hurt your foot. I don't care. He's still breathing, but I don't give a shit about his. So,
what about Maurice? What if he trips, falls down the stairs? You're not thinking about the aftermath, bitch. Anyway, go ahead.
I can't control that. So my point is, like, so we were seeing all this stuff, and then of course Roman retaining the title. I loved it because everybody hit their finisher on Roman at one point. So you're thinking, oh crap, it can end here, or oh god, this is gonna end. So there were a lot of false finishes to catch you on your toes. Then you got the press conference and everything with Roman saying Cody missed his chance. I'm going to choose The Rock. The Rock shows the big Samoan family tree, which was epic. Like,
and then him actually saying that there is only one royal family.
So Cody comes out and goes, this is bullshit. And then finally decides, I choose Roman Reigns. Crowd pops. Roman saying, you're irrelevant just like your dad. And then
that was nice. That was nice.
Cody goes, you know what? If your grandfather and his grandfather were around, they'd be ashamed of you.
Right.
And the way he's delivered that.
And he's right. And I feel the same way because his whole title reign has been one consistent circle jerk with his family.
He delivered the line. It was like ashamed of you. Like shit, where you know Roman felt that shit. Like, oh, damn, that hurts. And then The Rock comes out with the whole, my blood, my family, my ancestors, we have a problem, slaps Cody. And then there's a big fight afterwards in Triple H. He gets in Triple H's face, goes, that's out of line, you know. Talk about my family again, I'll slap the fucking taste out of his mouth. Actually drops the F-bomb. And Roman's like, you're lucky we're here. And Triple H's like, yeah, you're lucky you're here too.
Yeah.
Great line. which was stupid because on the one hand, it's great, but you know there's not going to be a fight because Triple H has a defibrillator in his chest. So him and The Rock are not going to lock up.
Yeah.
So, and then they already made the decision for everything else, but just the whole craziness of it. Like 1 minute, we're thinking we're getting the main event. Then it looks like they're going to take it away from us. And now they flip around and give it back. So they're actually keeping us on our toes to where this is the thing. I've always said as a wrestling fan, the dumbest thing and the kiss of death you could ever say in wrestling is let it play out. Because 9 times out of 10, you know how the fuck it's going to play out. So that's stupid. This is honestly the first time in modern wrestling history where let it play out is actually in effect.
I don't know.
Keeping us on our toes.
I disagree.
All right.
Jinder Mahal winning a World Heavyweight Championship. Let it play out. It turned out fucking awesome. He did phenomenal while he had the belt.
Well, no. What I meant was that, everybody hates something, but you let it play out is what I'm saying.
I mean, generally, yes. I would say there's times. But let's say everybody hated Jinder Mahal winning that belt. Let's be real here. We all thought this is the dumbest fucking shit, and then he did phenomenal with it.
Yeah, so I'm saying, usually when you say let it play out, okay, well, that's the point. Now that I think about it, yeah, you're right.
You just don't remember those times because all you remember are the good moments at that point. You don't remember hating it to begin with.
No, I just remember that title reign being great because it was a prime example of SmackDown being the land of opportunity. What better way to get that across than have a random person becoming the champion than having AJ win it a 5th time or whatever. So, but that's what I'm saying. So the Fatal 4-Way was one of those things where you hated the ending, but as the story progressed, you were like, okay, I can live with this if they do the right thing at Mania.
Yeah. So here I am with it before SmackDown. So H is going to give more context tonight, I'm sure. And here we are a couple weeks before Elimination Chamber and about 2 months, a month and a half away from Mania. So with that said, we don't know what's going to be said on SmackDown. What I do know is what I feel, what I think, and what I've observed. Don't be afraid to see what you see. And I see a Universal Champion that is going to lose his championship. We all know it. We all know he's not going to lose to The Rock. And if he does, it's not going to be losing in a way that he forfeits the gold. What bothers me about what I witnessed Thursday night didn't even bother me. It was just an observation. It was that the universe is over it, Rock. They're over you. Like, you're not over. What I mean is they're over you. You can't come out and we don't eat from your hand anymore, Rocky.
I will say this.
Go ahead.
You're partially wrong. There were
I usually am.
There were a lot of people chanting Rocky.
Right.
And there were a lot of people saying Cody and then Cody sucks, like they did with John Cena. Because a lot of people want to see Roman versus The Rock.
But hear me out. Hear me out. What I mean is, like, yeah, sure, people are always going to chant Rocky. But do you notice the way he tried to spin it was the first question he asked was, who here thinks that Roman Reigns is going to beat The Rock at WrestleMania? Boo! And then you notice the second question wasn't, who here thinks The Rock is going to be Roman Reigns? It was, who thinks this match is going to be the greatest main event in Mania history? Boo! And that is the truth. This is not a main event match for me. And let me tell you why. You cannot unveil this giant tile with all these people named and say, you see that those names at the top? They had a blood oath. Okay, moving on. No! Tell me more. I need to know more about what that actually means. Because as somebody who's not familiar with that heritage, I need to know what that means for them. But now I need to know what that means between you and Roman.
I will say this.
Hold on. I'm not done. What they gave me wasn't enough. And so if you're going to sell me this match, if this is a the head of the table, bloodline, where I'm moving to the top, Roman kind of match, if you're Rock, then I need to understand that. You can't just have this press conference. And then furthermore, I love the way they did it. I love the way they built to the press conference. They didn't give me what I wanted when I saw it on TV. I was like, oh my God, The Rock came out. And then, press conference live on Peacock Thursday. I'm like, oh my gosh, perfect. Thank you for making me wait. That's what I want. And then they made me wait. And this is what I get? Yeah. Like, in the meantime, tell me the story before this. I need to see the story. So that's where I'm at with it. Not impressed, not interested. This is like the Super Bowl. This match to me is like the Super Bowl. I will not be watching. I will be catching up on TED Talks, probably doing laundry, vacuuming, and dishes. I could care less about that matchup as much as I care about this, because we all know that it doesn't matter as far as the title goes. So it's a wash, and we all know that everybody's sick and tired of hearing The Rock beg for money for his fellow Hawaiian billionaires, Oprah. So
Well, here's the problem with what you're saying. You are coming, and I get it that you're the casual fan. This match, the Roman versus The Rock, is not there for the casual fan. That match is not meant for you.
but they didn't even sell it to make people understand the value of it.
I understand that, but the people who want to see this match already know the history. That's the thing. This particular match, we want to see it because we've been saying for years that the real head of the table is The Rock, whether he's in WWE or not.
Yeah.
The real head of the table is The Rock. We've been saying it for years.
Yeah. Oh, I think I know where you're coming from, but I think what Wenz is trying to say is this, when he talked about like the Samoan thing about this,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you gotta be the other guy had a blood oath and all that stuff. I think he wanted more information on the
Yeah.
Samoan tradition.
You gotta
better
fill me
understand how
in.
This is bound by blood.
Yes.
I understand.
I think that's
But what I'm saying is, the casual fan doesn't understand that, but this match isn't meant for the casual fan.
But okay, you stop. Okay, now you sound a little arrogant.
I'm an analyst, and I'd like to know more about it.
Thank you. You
I
sound
don't feel
because
like this is the casual thing. I think it's like something like, this is, I'll just say this. I'll say it. It's white people who want to understand Samoan culture. I'll just
thank
say
you.
It's more of a race thing than it is a fan
Yeah.
thing. Like, educate Samoan history to the people in the audience who are not Samoan and have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
So and also don't be arrogant. Like you're coming at it from a place like you understand exactly what all this shit means, and you don't. Come on, let's be honest.
I understand. I understand enough. I understand the blood oath between the families. I understand
Between
the
which
Rock
families?
is-
Which families?
I'm going to butcher this fucking name, and it's going to be
And I know it 3 times.
the Anunnaki family. Is that
Anawai, I think that's Anawai.
yeah?
I've heard Rikishi say Anawai, so I go with that.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a K in there somewhere. But anyway,
Tell me more.
the family between him and High Chief Peter Maivia. High Chief Peter Maivia is not blood related to them, but he had a blood oath with the The Rock gave the name. I cannot fucking remember his name. I'm terrible at this. History. I am.
Don't you understand why
But I
we want to
understand-
understand?
I understand The Rock's connection to the family. I understand that his great-grandfather, or his grandfather, not his great-grandfather, that was, once again, misspoke. His grandfather had a blood oath with Roman Reigns' grandfather, and they are considered cousins in Samoan culture. That's all you need to know.
So tell me that. That
But
so
they did,
that
he
would
did tell you that.
No. They pointed this giant picture
Right.
to the top of the tree, and they said they had a blood oath. That means what? Like a blood oath for?
They've been talking about The Rock's connection to this family for years. This is not
publicly.
new.
This is
Well, no,
not.
They didn't talk about the connection, but they didn't talk about like how the connection was formed and the deep history of it. Just that
Yes.
we're all part of this big Samoan family. So
Thank you.
I think what Wenz wants is a little bit more context.
Yeah, sell me the story. That's what WWE doesn't give us.
And I'm hoping in the coming weeks we'll get more information.
have to.
But I
You
think
have
that is what he's looking for. Like we get the basic surface of it, but dig a little deeper.
I don't think that the details of that past of 50 years ago are as important anymore as the moment now, though. And I think that's what they're trying to focus on is the moment now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair, but if it's going to be like that, then I need a little more build-up than Roman siding with Reigns immediately after Seth Rollins calls out the obvious truth that he's a part-timer. He said,
I'm looking forward to another eventual meetup between Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns.
and then Cody calling him out because what did he say? Neither of you guys have been here for the last 2 years. You know, basically like I never.
You're the head of the table. You're not doing any of the cooking.
Yeah, nobody's been
love that.
exactly. Thank you, Booch.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
So that's where the frustration is. Like, I feel you. I think you're right to an extent. But if this is going to be like the head of the table, the blood oath, like, I need more than 10 seconds of The Rock pointing up to the top of a picture. I'm just saying.
In fairness, though, they're also more at that point, that was just a matter of saying, hey, look, I've got a connection to Roman, and that's why this match was going to happen originally. But they're really trying to sell the Cody Rhodes aspect, and they do just fine selling the Cody Rhodes aspect.
Sure.
Because they said there's only one royal family, and Cody's like, excuse me.
Yeah, that's part of his intro, which I love. Is his music? It's like, there's more than one royal family. Yeah,
right. So it's like he was giving you just enough to get the connection between him and Roman, while teasing the bringing out of Cody.
So I'm gonna
less about him and more about Cody, and that's the point they're trying to make.
Okay, so can I give you a bold and it should drive fear into your soul prediction of what I feel is going to happen? Eventually, is a tag team match: Roman Reigns and The Rock versus Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. And Mania.
Talking about it.
And Mania.
I said if they can convince Roman, because right now he's not advertised for Elimination Chamber, but if they can somehow talk Roman into it, that would be a good match for the Elimination Chamber in Australia. Rock and Roman against Cody.
Yeah. I can see that
happening. I don't see it happening at either event, to be real with you. And they're not. There's no way in hell they're going to have Cody Rhodes win the Rumble and not have a one-on-one match with Roman Reigns, or excuse me, a title match with Roman Reigns, not a one-on-one. I fear that there might be a triple threat. I fear it might be Roman Reigns, The Rock, and Cody Rhodes.
Oh, the title match will definitely happen at Mania. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying for Elimination Chamber.
But when said at Mania?
The idea of should strike fear that they protect Roman Reigns and let him hold a little while longer, right? Protect him at Mania by making it a tag team match, build this up. That's why I said it should strike fear into you that he does not defend the Universal Championship.
Yeah, that particular scenario seems too absurd even for WWE.
Vince might pull a stunt like that, but I don't think Triple H knows that if he does not deliver at Mania, it all falls on him now. Because Vince is the picture completely. Triple H, if he fucks this up, no one will ever trust the WWE again. Because the only reason people are even remotely trusting this is because Vince McMahon is not involved in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, no, Triple H fucks it up. I've defended Triple H for months now. Okay? So if Triple H fucks up Mania, look, I'm at that point where it's like, do not prove me wrong at this point. Don't make me look like the asshole.
Exactly. Triple H has a lot riding on this WrestleMania because he has to make sure the fans still have faith that his creative is better than Vince.
We just got word from Connecticut. We got to move forward, guys. We still have more to talk about here. We still have 2 matches, believe it or not. Let's talk about Logan Paul versus KO. This is not a hot take. This is my favorite match of the night. This back and forth. If it was the best match, both of it. I am so over the Logan Paul hate. Can we stop? Just stop it? Because everybody hates him until they watch him. How can you hate this guy? Like, even if you're not a fan, if the drink is gross or you spilled it in your car, now it's sticky, you can't get it out, there's bugs everywhere, that's your fault. You shouldn't have spilled your drink. But bigger than that, stop being petty. Stop being petty. Like, this guy is good for business. What's best for business is somebody like Logan Paul, and he showed it. And I loved everything about this match. Like I said, he's the kind of heel that will give you everything he has, everything before grabbing the brass knuckles. Roman Reigns is the kind of heel who will go for the assistance, who will gladly accept, who doesn't challenge Solo the next night and say, hey, I didn't need your help. I got this. Stay out of my matches. And I know that he would be vulnerable, and that's part of his shtick. But I can't get behind it. Not if you're going to be called the GOAT. It's like the Brady thing. Did he cheat? Did he not? I don't know. But for that reason, I'm like, eh. And that's the way I feel about Roman Reigns. But I don't feel that way about Logan Paul. This guy is going to be a bona fide champion one day. I'm saying it right here. Give it 8 years. 8 years or less, he will be WWE champion.
Now, I will say he will probably be WWE champion. If it takes 8 years, I don't think he'll stick in WWE that long.
Maybe. You're right.
I'll be real. Yeah. But I will say this. I was weary of Logan Paul. Weary. But and Vinny can attest to this. I always give people the benefit of the doubt. I will watch and give them a chance. And he has delivered in every match. I am not a fan of his in person, who he is as a person. I will say this. I feel like he has definitely grown up since the fuck-ups that he's made up in the past. But it's taking some time for me to be like, okay, I'm willing to let shit go. Okay?
You're talking about the Japanese forest thing?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's actually why he has heat with The Rock.
Yeah.
Because of that.
Yeah, we talked about that.
He told them
Apparently, The Rock finally reached out to him not too long ago. And Logan did not respond back because he feels like, well, if The Rock wasn't going to be there for me in my darkest I fuck up moment, then why should I come contact him now that I'm on top of the world?
And I can see that.
And I honestly feel like I see the point, but at the same time, I'm like, The Rock had a valid reason. Continuing to associate with you at that point would have hurt him. There's a lot to it. There's a lot of back and forth. I see both sides of this issue. I think that in the end, I think they're going to end up mending fences, but it might take some time. But that's beyond the point. The point of the matter is, I feel like I had issues with Logan. I've had issues with Logan since before he was a wrestler. But he seems to have grown up a little bit. He seems to be doing better. He's if he maintains his path, he is a phenomenal wrestler. He's obviously putting the work into the Performance Center. He's treating it like a full-time job. He's showing up more often. I am not mad at him right now as far as his in-ring career, and I wish the best of this growth.
That's great. That's awesome.
Yeah. Ultimately, Logan Paul, to me, I've been a fan. I love what he's done in the ring. I know that he's definitely matured as a person. I know that was a conversation Desmond and I had a while back about that. But I will say, here's the thing. The outsider conversation's done. We're done with that. I think whoever Logan Paul feuds with next, please come up with something else to say. How many more times does this guy have to steal the show before y'all start calling him an outsider? This man is stealing the show every time he steps inside that ring. Whether he has the best match, even if somebody might have a match that's better than his, you're still talking about him because you're still amazed. He's been, how long he's been WWE? Almost 2 years. WrestleMania 40 will be 2 years since his debut match. How many bad matches has he had? The only one I really criticized was his match with Rey Mysterio that was a little wonky. It didn't even suck. Other than that, he has been phenomenal in every match, whether he's gone over or taken the L. Like, this guy has proven he is a top guy.
And before people throw shade on that one asterisk, you had publicly acknowledged that he probably saved Mysterio's career because of that wonkiness. So even with the wonky quote or possible bad match, he did what he had to do to help. Yeah.
That spot, Mysterio was a little off on his spot, and Logan was a little off on his timing, but they both admitted fault there, and he did what he had to save Mysterio. That was a professional move. Yeah. Whether it was a bad spot, it went wrong, but he did what he needed to save Mysterio, and he made it look good because he caught Mysterio and then turned it into a move.
Exactly. So he made it look like, hey, he made it look like you wouldn't have even noticed he was saving him if the internet didn't put pictures and videos up.
Yeah, in the moment, it looked a little botchy, but it didn't look like you were saving him until you rewatched it.
Yes, until you really rewatched it. So it was, and this match with Kevin was phenomenal. The timing was great on the moves. Logan doing spots, but Kevin selling them. And I'm going to say it, but I've said it a million times before, and I'll say it again. Buckshot Lariat better than the Hangman. It gets better every time. I love seeing it. It was phenomenal. And even the finish was great.
Oh, yeah.
The brass knucks, knocking out, stealing the brass knucks with Logan, knocking him out, the ref going for the count, and seeing the brass knucks stopping and calling for the bell. Because for a moment you think Kevin's going to get away with it, and the ref catches it.
No. You don't see many DQ finishes that are actually fun to watch, and that was one of them. That was beautiful. It sets up a story. You get to see a continuation of this rivalry. I love it. It was done phenomenally.
And they make it personal with this rivalry, because you know how I know that is right after Logan Paul did a split over Owen's head with this teabag cover. It's like, and then KO kicks out and then just like slaps him. He just like slaps him across the face. It's like, okay, no, I'm not gonna let you like put your package over my face and cover me and let that be a moment. Like, that's not gonna be a Royal Rumble moment. Like, no, not happening. Not on my watch. He's like, not on my watch.
Pin.
That's how you protect both guys. He does an embarrassing move. He's like, I'm not standing for that. Like, it was great.
That's great.
Phenomenal. Even Kevin, the following week, he comes back out and he's like, yeah, I cheated to win before. I've done it all the time. Just I happen to get caught. Like he shy away from the fact that he took the brass knucks. He's like, I'm Kevin Owens. You've seen me do this forever. I just caught.
Guerrero, that shit. Eddie Guerrero, that shit bad.
I love it.
Like I happened to get caught by the ref, so that's on me. I got to live with that.
I will say this. With him now admitting to the cheating stuff, I need to see him have his true Eddie Guerrero moment. The referee's back is turned, slams the chair down, throws it to the other guy, falls down. I need to see Kevin Owens do this just once.
Classic.
Just once.
Classic. I got to admit, Desmond, I got to agree with you, and I texted Bucci this from a place of vulnerability. And if you've made it this far in the show, you deserve to hear this text too. I was like, Booch, I totally forgot that Damian Priest still had the briefcase. Like, I totally forgot that he's still Mr. Money in the Bank. And I was like, oh my God, because they were like, oh my God, he's Money in the Bank. And if he wins this, I was just like, and then I heard your prediction. I was just like, damn it, he's right. That was so dumb. But hey, listen, he was down to like the final 4 or 5.
Oh yeah, I mean he was in the match. He was there for a while. They're trying to book him as a contender. They're trying to make him look strong the way he does eventually win the title, that it means something. And I feel like they're doing an okay job with it.
Yep. I almost picked Gunther, and that would have been close. He got eliminated, but then we know it came down to CM and Cody.
They teased with some false leaks that Gunther was going to win. So that was a believable, like if you'd have picked Gunther, I could have seen it. I knew he wasn't going to win because they're not going to give Gunther the title match until they drop the IC title.
They're kind of, yeah, totally. And that's one thing about having a title. It kind of makes you suspect as far as being a number one contender or anything like that.
Yeah. It's not that it hasn't happened. It does happen on occasion. Rollins was U.S. title and world champion at the same time. So
I will say, as far as the actual enjoyment of this match, I enjoyed it a lot. Like this was a good match. Everybody, for the most part, got what they wanted. I didn't get the win. That was what I wanted most. But as a consolation prize, I got CM Punk and Cody Rhodes at the end. And they told a nice little story. And it could have gone. For a minute, I was like, there's no way he's going to get back-to-back. No way they're going to do that. And they did it.
Yeah,
and they announced it twice the following night.
If Punk had won, I would have gotten a clean win, not a tie win.
Yeah. So, I saved it with that one.
Yeah. The thing about, I will say this. The only thing about the men's Rumble that I really did not like was the number 30. I don't feel like Sami Zayn was gone long enough for him to be a surprise number 30 entrant. I think he should have come in a little bit earlier. I feel like there were other people who would have been better for the number 30 spot. But all in all, that was the only criticism I had of the entire match. Otherwise, I loved Braun Breaker's spot. I love Pat McAfee getting in the ring, stopping, looking, and said, no, I don't think so. I'm going to get the fuck back out of here. Well, why did you guys let me get in the ring? Why do?
Perfect for his character. Perfect.
Here's the thing. I would have enjoyed that. Like, if that spot was like a Michael Cole or a Byron Saxton doing that, I would have liked it. But I'm like, it's Pat McAfee. This guy can work.
Yes, he can work.
Let him do what he can
Don't
do.
put him in the ring with the biggest
Omos.
giants and expect him to be taken serious.
Omos, and who else was in there?
It was
Omos, Braun Breaker, and I can't remember who else was there, but those are the two that were staring him down.
There was two, and it was Braun and Omos, and then he looked at both of them and was just like, did you see the size of him? Did you see this? And I love the camera work when Omos comes out. It's like, It's like he's on the ground, like on a cart, rolling down the
Oh,
ramp
yeah.
with a camera up.
They make him look twice as big as he is. He's a
14
big
feet.
motherfucker. He's a big motherfucker, but they make him look twice as big as he really
Right.
is.
And again, like I said, I was glad the NXT appearance is what I always love because, like I said, Braun Breaker, seen him for a while, and then
No idea. No idea. Booch
Yeah.
texted me.
dude, bad.
Yeah.
This
A Steiner kid. I had no idea.
And in my opinion, from what I've seen, he's a Steiner kid and he's being treated as a Steiner kid. But from what I've seen in the ring, he is better than either of the Steiner brothers.
Yeah, you know who he reminds me of is Ryback. Hopefully he doesn't do like Ryback.
Don't say that. Look,
Braun's safer than Ryback.
I say Braun is a better worker. Ryback wasn't a bad worker. Ryback's mouth got him in a lot more trouble than anything.
Exactly. and Braun, the only person Braun's ever hurt in the ring is himself, because sometimes he goes a little like there was an NXT pay-per-view he was on a few days ago. He ran so fast to bounce off the ropes, his neck hit the top rope, and he almost broke his own damn neck.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh shit, dude.
Slow the
You hit that a little bit low there, didn't you? Shit.
Send me a clip of that later.
Like he ran so fast because he goes like 23, he going like miles per hour.
Oh yeah. He gets the momentum. So when he hits a spear, you're like,
he feels that shit.
Oh, that's Stanford again. They said we're against it. We can't afford the extra studio time. So
Cody
real
wins.
quick, way too early. So Desmond wins, but we're gonna Elimination Chamber. We're gonna record for that. But let's give our way too early what we know now Elimination Chamber predictions in 5 seconds. Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax Women's World Championship match. Booch, who you got?
Rhea Ripley.
100% Rhea Ripley.
I'll take Nia Jax. Judgment Day versus DIY or time. DIY is winning this match. Okay, they're gonna face Judgment Day most likely for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship. Is this a good time to break them up? Is this a good time to break up Judgment Day or get on the path to doing that by letting them lose this championship? Let Damian cash in.
I don't know about fully breaking them up, but having somebody leave the team. I don't know about fully breaking them up. I love the Judgment Day, but somebody's got to leave, and I think it's going to be Damian Priest.
Yeah. What about R-Truth? Do you think he'll ever really be part of it?
No.
I wish they would. I want him to be part of it.
We're going to get the Awesome Truth back, and we're going to get a full return of the Awesome Truth.
And I think they're going to be the ones to dethrone the Judgment Day. I don't think it's going to. I would love it to be DIY. I'm a DIY fan since NXT, but I think the Awesome Truths, they're building to them winning the
For
match.
sure. Yeah, that's the way it looks right now. And then the third match that we know of, again, way too early predictions. Women's World Championship Elimination Chamber match. Becky Lynch.
Becky
Lynch versus...
The promo at the press
Doesn't matter.
conference sealed the deal.
It doesn't matter who she's in that ring with. Becky Lynch is walking out of that as the winner, and she is going to be taking on Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania for the women's world title, and there is no doubt in my mind about that.
All right, so as you can see, the Elimination Chamber predictions will be very short. It'll probably be a 10-minute show because a lot of the times nothing really changes during Elimination Chamber, but we'll still do it because that's what we do here at Once World. One thing that we'll never, ever do is leave you without a few catchphrases, one of which is, have a nice day.
Bang, bang.
Wins lost again.
Hey, Bucci lost too. That's not on the show. Cut the music. Cut the music.